Hello and welcome to Chemistry Sensei. This is Shane speaking. Today we will be going through Raffles Girls Primary School Primary 4 SA1 Mathematics Paper 1. Before we begin, it will be good that you try these questions by yourself first. These questions can be found in the link provided down in the description box below. If not, let us begin. Question 1. What is the value of 6 in 19,635? Because 6 is in the hundreds place, it is 600. Okay, therefore the correct answer is number 2. Question 2. Which of the following numbers is 48,000 when rounded to the nearest hundreds? Okay, so we start by underlining the hundreds placed. Okay, then we look at the digit right next to it at the tens place. So we have 8, 3, 5, and 9. Alright, because 8 is more than or equals to 5, we round up. So the correct answer is 48,600 for option 1. But this is not what we are looking for. So option 1 is wrong. How about option 2? Because 3 is less than or equals to 5, we round down. Okay, so the answer for option 2 is 48,400. Again, this is not what we are looking for. How about option 3? As 5 is more than or equals to 5, we round up. Okay, when we round up, the correct answer is 48,000. And this is what we are looking for, and therefore the correct answer is option 3. How about option 4? 47,499, because 9 is more than or equals to 5, we round up. Okay, and when we round this number up, we will get 47,500. So again, option 4 is incorrect. Okay, if you are not sure how to estimate, so this is a brief guide on how to estimate. Okay, so let's try 48,582. Okay, so when we want to estimate, we underline the number first. We underline the number 5 because we want to round to the hundreds place. So we underline the number on the hundreds place. Okay, then we look at the number right next to it, which is this number over here, the number on its right. Okay, so, and we look at the value. If it is more than or equals to 5, we round up. Okay, so what do I mean by round up? So let's write the number line first. Okay, so we have 48,582. The next 100 will be 48,600. And the hundreds below this number is 48,500. Okay, so 582 is actually between 500 and 600. That's how the numbers come about. And we know that 582 is closer to 600 as compared to 500. That's why we round up. Alright, but what happens if this number is 48,532 instead? Because 32 is somewhere over here in this region, we round down. Okay, so when we round up, we change the hundreds to plus 1. So 5 becomes 6. And we change the remaining values on its right to 0. Okay, on the other hand, when we round down, we keep the hundreds place. So if it's 5, we keep as 5. Then the remaining numbers on its right, we change it to 0. Okay, for the numbers on its left, we usually keep it the same. Alright, 48,000, 48,000 for both. Okay, now let us move on to question 3. What is the product of 2,041 and 6? Okay, so product means multiply. So we have to multiply 2,041 with 6. 1 times 6 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. So we write the 4 over here and 2 on top. 0 times 6 is 0. Then we add the 2. So this one become 2. Then lastly, 2 times 6 is 12. So we write the number 12. So the correct answer is 12,246, and that is option 3. Next question. Question 4. Divide 1,407 by 7. Okay, so for this question, we need to do long division. So write 1,407, alright, divided by 7. Okay, so because 1 is smaller than 7, so we write a 0 here. So 7 times 0 is 0. Alright, so we bring down the 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. Then we bring down the 4. Okay, so 7 times 2 is 14. So 14 minus 14 is 0. Then we bring down the 0 over here. Alright, so 7 we multiply by 0 to get 0. Alright, so we minus 0 over here, because 0 times 7 is 0. So 0 minus 0 is 0, and we bring down the 7. Alright, and lastly, 7 multiplied by 1 is 7. And 7 minus 7 is equals to 0. And there we have the answer, which is 201. So the correct answer is option 2. Okay, let us now move on to question 5. Question 5. What is 8 meter and 8 centimeter equals to in centimeter? Okay, in order to do this question, we must know the conversion rate, right? So 1 meter is actually equals to 100 centimeter. Okay, so what happens when we have 8 meter? Alright, so we look on the left hand side. 1 we multiply by 8 to get 8. 1 times 8 is 8. So similarly, we should also multiply on the right hand side. So 100 centimeter times 8 is equals to, alright, let us find out. 100 multiplied by 8. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 8 again is 0. 1 times 8 is 8. Alright, so 8 meter is actually equals to 800 centimeter. Alright, so some of you might know actually there is a shortcut. So when we multiply a number by 100, as there are 2 zeros in 100, we just simply add 2 zeros behind the number we are multiplying with. Okay, so now we have found out the value of 8 meter, which is 800 centimeter. And don't forget, we have a 8 centimeter over here, so we should add another 8 centimeter. So 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus nothing is 0, and 8 plus nothing is 8. So the correct answer is option 2, 808 centimeter. Next question. The area of the rectangle is 96 centimeter squared. Find its length. Okay, so we must know that area is actually equals to length times breadth. Okay, so over here we need to find the length, so we don't know what the length is, multiplied by the breadth, which is 8 centimeter, and the area is 96 centimeter squared. Okay, so if you are confused as what is going on here, I'm just simply swapping the area equals to length times breadth to length times breadth equals to area. Okay, just like how 2 plus 3 is equals to 5, 5 is equals to 2 plus 3. They are talking about the same thing. Alright, so in order to find length, okay, we need to know what multiplied by 8 give us 96. Okay, so one way to do it is we do the reverse step, which is to divide. Okay, the opposite of times is divide. Alright, so 96 divided by 8. Okay, 8 times 1 is 8. So 9 minus 8 is 1. Then we bring down the 6. 8 times 2 is 16. So we minus 16, and that gives us the answer 12. Okay, so the answer is option 1. 12 centimeter. Next question. What is the length of the arrow as shown below? Okay. When we are doing length question, we must always look at the starting point. Are we starting at 0 centimeter? In this case, we are not starting at 0 centimeter. Instead, we are starting from 10, 11, 12. Okay, so we are starting from 12 centimeter. And from here, we measure the arrow. Okay, so this is the ending part. And this is 30, 29. Alright, so we have 12 and 29. So starting from 12 centimeter, we get 29 centimeter. So in order to find the length, we take 29 centimeter, we remove 12. Okay, so 9 minus 2 is 7, 2 minus 1 is 1. So correct answer is option 2, 17 centimeter. Alright, take note, we always take the ending number, and we subtract the starting number. Okay, what happens if you start from 0? Alright, so we start from 0, then we end at 10, for example. Okay, so we simply take 10 minus 0, which is equals to 10. But usually we do not minus the starting number when we start with 0, because the 10 minus 0 is just simply 10. Any number minus 0 is just simply that number. However, for this question, we need to subtract 12. Alright, that's why we did the working over here. Then, now we move on to question 8. In the figure, ABCD is a rectangle. Find angle W. Alright, so in a rectangle, one thing you must know is all the four corners, they are right angles, meaning they have an angle of 90 degree. Alright, so this angle ABC, ADC, this angle is 90 degree. Alright, so in order to find W, first we subtract 27 degree over here. So we are removing this part. Okay, so what is 90 minus 27? Alright, 0 cannot minus 7, so we borrow 1 from here. Alright, so this number becomes 10, 1 0. So 10 minus 7 is 3. Then we followed by 8 minus 2 is 6. So we have the number 63 degree. Next, in order to find W, we have to remove the 42 degree next. So we have 63 degree, we minus away 42 degree. Alright, 63 minus 42. 3 minus 2 is 1. 6 minus 4 is 2. So we have the answer 21 degree. And that's how we know that W is equals to 21 degree. So the correct answer is option 3. Next question. What is the missing number in the box? Alright, so we have 3 over 7, which is equals to blank over 56. Okay, first we need to know how can we convert 7 to 56. Alright, because 56 is larger than 7, we multiply. Alright, so we multiply a certain number to 7, and that will give us 56. Alright, so let's check our 7 multiple. We have 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and 56. So 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 7 times 8 gives us 56. So when we multiply the denominator, which means the number below, by 8, we must multiply the numerator by 8 as well. Okay, so 3 times 8 is 24. Alright, so the correct answer is number 2, 24 over 56. Next question, question 10. Jamie had 3 over 4 meter of ribbon. She used 1 over 8 meter to tie a box. Alright, so because she used 1 over 8 meter to tie a box, alright, so we take it out, she has lesser she has lesser ribbon now. Alright, because she used it to tie a box, she has lesser ribbon now. That's why we minus. So we have 3 over 4 minus 1 over 8 meters. Alright, first we have to check the denominator. Okay, because the denominator are not the same, we have to make it such that they are the same. Then we see, alright, we see if we can change 4 to 8. Alright, so if you know your 4 times table well, alright, we can simply multiply 4 with 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Alright, so when we multiply the denominator by 2, we must also multiply the numerator by 2. Alright, so let us do the working. 3 times 2 is 6. Alright, 4 times 2, as we have said earlier, is equals to 8. So we have 6 over 8 minus 1 over 8. Alright, so when the denominator are the same, we can simply subtract the numerator. 6 minus 1 is equals to 5. Then we keep the denominator the same. Alright, do take note that we only minus the numerator, but for the denominator we keep it as the same. So the correct answer is option 2. Next, question 11. The perimeter of a rectangle is 32 centimeter. It is 8 times of its breadth. What is the length of the rectangle? Okay, so let us draw out a rectangle as our model. Alright, so one property of rectangle you need to know is this side here is equals to this side. They have the same length. And similarly, this side here is the same as this side over here. Right? So perimeter is equals to 2 length, this 2 length plus this 2 breadth. Okay, so the question tells us that the perimeter is equals to 8 times. So we draw 8 units. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so breadth is just simply 1. Okay, how did I get this model? Alright, this 8 is talking about the perimeter. Alright, the perimeter is 8 times, so we draw 8 units, and the breadth is simply just 1. Okay, now in the perimeter we have 2 length and 2 breadth, like what we have talked about. Okay, so we have this part here is breadth, and this part here is another breadth. Alright, so we have breadth. Alright, so the remaining is equals to 2 length. Alright, so we have 1 unit, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so 2 length is represented by 6 units. Alright, so how about 1 length? Alright, so in order to get 1, we must divide by 2. Okay, so when we divide by 2 on the left hand side, we should also divide by 2 on the right hand side. So 6 divided by 2 is equals to 3. This means that 3 units is 1 length, and the other 3 units is another length. Alright, so perimeter over here is equals to 2 breadth and 2 length. Alright, and from the first part of the sentence, the question said that the perimeter is 32 centimeter. So we have 8 units. This 8 units represents 32 centimeter. So 1 unit is, okay, so we divide by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. So the other side, we must also divide 32 by 8. So the 32 divided by 8 is equals to 4. So 1 unit represents 4 centimeter. And we know that from the model, the length is 3 units. So we need to find the value of 3 units. Alright, so 1 times 3 is equals to 3. 1 times 3 is equals to 3. So we should also multiply 3 on the right hand side. 4 times 3 is equals to 12. And the correct answer is option 3. Next question, question 12. The sum of all the common factors of 9 and 18 is, okay, so there are two parts in this question. First, we have to find the sum, and also second, we have to find the common factors. Okay, so let's find out the common factors of 9 and 18 first. In order to find the common factors of 9 and 18, we need to know the factors of 9 and 18 respectively. Alright, so for 9, one of the factor is 1 times 9. The other one is 3 times 3. Okay, for 18, we have 1 multiplied by 18. Alright, because 18 is an even number, it has a multiple of 2. It has a factor of 2, sorry. So 2 times 9 gives us 18. Next, 3 times 6 also gives 18. Alright, how about 4? 4 cannot give us 18, so 4 is not a factor of 18. And 5 times table is also not a factor of 18 because the number does not end with 0 or 5. Then we move on to 6. Alright, 6 times 3 will give 18. However, we do not need to write this statement because 6 has already appeared. 3 times 6 is the same as 6 times 3, so we do not write this working over here. Alright, next, we have to find the common factors. So we have 1, 3, and 9. Alright, so the question asks us to find the sum. Sum means we add all the common factors up. So we have 1 plus 3 plus 9. 1 plus 3 is equals to 4. Alright, so 4 plus 9 is equals to 13. And the correct answer is option 4. Alright, next question, question 13. There are how many common multiples of 6 and 8 that are smaller than 50? Okay, so again, there are two parts to this question. So we have to find the common multiples of 6 and 8. Alright, so we find the multiple of 6 first. So for 6, we have 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, and 54. Alright, but the question said we only want multiples that are smaller than 50, so we do not need to write 54. Then we move on to multiples of 8. We have 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, and 56. Similarly, we do not need to write 56 as the question wants smaller than 50. Then from here, we find the common multiples. Alright, so by comparing these two multiples, we can find that 24 is a common multiple. Okay, another common multiple is 48. And I think that's it. So there are only two common multiples that are smaller than 50. Next question, question 14. Mr. Lim bought 568 boxes of oranges. Each box contained 28 oranges. How many oranges did he buy in all? Alright, so we have one box, we have 28. Why? Because each means 1. So one box contains 28. And we have 2, 3 boxes, 4 boxes, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth, until the 568th boxes. Alright, so we have first, second box, third, fourth, fifth, so on and so forth until 568th boxes. So from this, we can conclude that there are 568 groups of 28. Alright, so this means, okay, so groups of is actually telling us that we should multiply. Alright, so we have 568 multiplied by 28. Alright, first we do the multiplication for the ones place, which is the 8th. So 8 times 8 is 64. So we write the 4 over here. And we write the 6 on top. Next, 6 times 8. 6 times 8 is equals to 48. So 48 plus 6 is again 54. So write the 4 over here. And we add the 5 on top. Next, 5 times 8 is 40. 40 plus 5 is 45. Alright. So we are done with the multiplication for the ones place. Alright, then we remove all the working that we have done earlier. Okay, before we continue, we should add the 0 over here before going to the tens place. Alright, so once we have done that, so we multiply 8 with 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Alright, so we add a 6 here and the 1 on top. Next, 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. So write the number 3 here and the 1 on top. Lastly, 5 times 2 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Alright, now we find the sum of these two numbers. 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Alright, so we put the 0 over here and the 1 on top. 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Next, 4 plus 1 is 5. Nothing plus 1 is 1. So the correct answer is 15,904. And the answer is option 4. Next, question 15. Ribbon X is 2 over 3 meters long. It is 1 over 6 meter longer than Y. Okay, so we have X here. We draw a model representing X. And it is 2 over 3 meters long. Alright. Next, the question said, it is 1 over 6 meter longer. So this it over here refers to X. So X is 1 over 6 meter longer. So that means Y must be the shorter one, the shorter ribbon. Alright. So as the question says, X is 1 over 6 meter longer. So this part here is the longer part if we compare the model. And this is where 1 over 6 meter belongs. Okay. So what is the length of ribbon Y? Alright. Should we plus or should we minus? Should we take 2 over 3? We add another 1 over 6 over here. Is this equals to Y? No. Alright. So we should not add 1 over 6. Okay. Instead, we should take 2 over 3. We take out the part that is small. Alright. If we remove the part that is small, and we will get this portion over here. Alright. So we have 2 over 3 minus 1 over 6. Same as question 10. Similar as question 10. We check the denominator first. Alright. 3. Are we able to make it to 6? Yes. 3 times 2 is equals to 6. Alright, so when we multiply by 2 at the denominator, we multiply by 2 on the numerator. Alright, so 2 times 2 is equals to 4. Alright, 3 times 2 is 6. Then we minus 1 over 6. We do not need to change this 1 over 6 because we want the denominator to be kept the same. Alright, so when the denominator are the same, alright, we can just leave it as it is. Alright, then 4 minus 1 is 3. So the correct answer is 3 over 6. Alright. So the correct answer is option 3. Do take note that 3 over 6 can be further simplified to 1 over 2. Okay. So if the question did not have the option 3 over 6, alright, then we should choose the option with 1 over 2. Okay. So how did we do this? Alright. So we need to check that the numerator 3 is 3 and the denominator 6 is actually equals to 3 times 2. Okay, so we can remove the common number 3, and we are left with 1/2. Alright, and that is all for this paper. Alright, I hope you have learned something new and enjoyed the video, and I will see you soon.